to Yirara.
Kia ora!
Talofa!
And good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of Health and Wellbeing with Mr. Zane and Mr. Liko. Let's go!
It has been an exciting term with lots of fun learning coming your way about choices and well-being.
Not only that, we also gave you heaps of fun challenges to do at home to test your awesome skills.
Today, we will wrap up everything to help you remember what we have covered this term.
It has been great to see you all watching Yirara2u. We want to congratulate you for all the hard work that you are doing back home in your communities.
In saying that, here are some of the important ideas we want you to take away from the main topics we learnt this term.
Wellbeing is all about looking after yourself and making sure that you are happy, healthy, and comfortable with the choices that you make.
Exactly. The choices that you and I make are important to our well-being. If you make positive choices, this is a good step towards living a happy, healthy, and comfortable life.
Remember, there are 4 parts to our overall well-being that we covered this term. They are social well-being, physical well-being, emotional well-being, and mental well-being.
There you have it. That brings us to the final episode of Health for this term. We have focused on the different parts of our well-being and why they are so important to look after to help you live a happy and healthy lifestyle.
We hope you have taken something away about making good choices to improve your well-being.
But before we go, we want to leave you with an important message about well-being. So have a safe and happy holiday, and we look forward to seeing you back here next term.
Enjoy.
Well-being is important to you and me.
But most of all, to all of us.
By looking after your well-being,
you are making better choices every day.
To live a happy and healthy life.
We all face challenges. I know I do.
I do.
So do I.
I do too. You see, well-being affects all of us, no matter who you are.
Or where you come from.
By looking after your well-being, you are improving your
social,
Physical, emotional, and mental well-being.
By doing this, you can be the best version of yourself that God created you to be.
So look after yourself. Don't be afraid to speak up.
Keep healthy.
And most of all,
Make good choices.
Well-being.
It's about you and me.
Good afternoon, Yirara students, and welcome to another day of literacy. We've been talking about how important literacy is in every part of your life. Reading medicine bottles, recipes, all sorts of instructions, and even being able to read the name of the fuel that you should put in your vehicle. I've been talking to a couple of Yirara staff about the importance of literacy in their lives. So let's hear from them.
Well, welcome, Mr. Shane. Now, at school, we talk a lot about reading and writing and numeracy, mathematics, learning. Can you please tell us why that is so important?
Thanks for having me. So reading and writing is very important. I'll go into reading first, is because when you go into the bank, they ask you to fill out paperwork and stuff, so you've got to be able to know what you're reading and what the paperwork is saying.
Great, okay. Now, you did a course when you were at school. Can you please tell us about the qualification that you earned?
Yeah, so I've done a course when I was in year 11, a sport and rec course, and that required a lot of reading and writing, mainly filling out answers from the questions. So reading and writing was a lot back then.
Good. And what about numeracy? Why is being able to read numbers and things so important when we've all got calculators on our telephones?
Yeah, so a lot of you go out shopping on weekends when you're here, and a lot of you like to buy new shoes, hats, new shirts. So yeah, a lot of shops don't do it on purpose, but shops make mistakes and give you back the wrong change. So having numeracy, you need to know how much change you need to get back.
Great. Okay, thanks for that. That was really good. Thanks, Mr. Shane.
Thank you.
Hi, Miss Tiffany. Thanks for your time today. I'd like to ask you, can you please tell me why reading is important in your home?
Hi, Miss Deb. Reading's important in our home. We have 3 children that we enjoy reading with each night, and it's a really special time. We spend time with each child, and it helps them to have one-on-one time and also to learn to read, which is really important. These books here are my daughter's favourite books. They're by Audrey Penn, and they're encouragement books. She likes to look at the pictures in these books.
Little chip. Here is little chip. Here is mother chip. Little chip is asleep up in the tree. Mother chip is awake.
Good work.
Here comes Mother Chip. Like is I, Mum, a sat. Come, Dad, for going. Me said went in the today. On here, up my and.
How about you? How many words can you read? Why don't you challenge each other when you see, say, lists of words in shops, around road signs, or even looking through a language dictionary? See how many words you can read and keep up the reading. Happy reading and bye!
Yeah, Mum, I got my lunchbox off the counter. Yeah, the paper one that had all the fruit. It's got the apple in it. Oh no, my tiny teddies. I can't keep going on today without my tiny teddies. Oh, I'll have to come home later and get them. Yeah, I got the fresh underwear you put on my bed. Yeah, I cleaned my teeth and did my hair. Yeah, Mum, this is embarrassing. I'm on TV. I'm live, Mum. I gotta go. Bye-bye. Hi, everyone. That was embarrassing, parents. Welcome to Yirara2u News. During the week, I caught up with Macca from Congress. But before we have a look at that, we're going to go see where Mr. T is at the moment. I think he's in America. Mr. T?
I'm the president?
Thanks, Mr. T. Definitely going to vote for you next time I get to vote for a president. Let's go and have a look at our interview during the week with Macca from Congress.
Thanks. So I'm here with Macca from Congress. How are you, Macca?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much. So Macca's a part of the health team at Congress, so we're just going to ask a couple of questions and see how we go. So first off, how did you end up working for Congress, Macca?
Well, ours is a unique program. What we did is a mate of mine and myself had an idea, and this is the one good thing about Congress as well, not one, but there's a lot. And it was a program around health and sport, putting a lot of health programs into our sporting teams, and Congress agreed that it was a great program to have attached to them. And here we are, 4 years later. So we do a lot of interactions with sporting teams, schools. That's why you probably see a lot of me here, and also organisations as well, just pushing the health message.
Yeah, you've come out to with Clontarf here a lot. We've seen you around. It's been great. I'm sure some of the fellas out there and even some of the ladies would recognise your face as well. So, could you describe a normal day for yourself? Your days might look different to other Congress stuff.
Yeah, we do visits and that to schools, promoting a lot of health stuff and a lot of sporting stuff as well, and leadership. But most of our key work or core work is with the sporting teams when they're at training. So after school is a lot of time that we spend with the teams, and also on weekends when they actually play. So community teams as well. So all of the community teams that play in our competition, the football competition, we interact a lot with.
Yeah. Fantastic. You just want to describe the recruiting process into the health promotions team?
Sure. So we've got a great health promotions team. There's about 7 people in there now, and we do a lot of things about smoking education, alcohol education. We do employment as well. That's a part of our the Right Tracks programs work. And because of what we do, we need a lot of people that are kind of sporting people as well. And due to the fact that some people come and go in Alice Springs, we're constantly recruiting. So it's as simple as putting your resume online to Congress, and then hoping for an interview, and then that process. Then, if you're successful, you'll be working with us. That's how simple it is. And in terms of qualifications and that, with us or with health promotions, you can actually work on the job. So it's really good.
It's fantastic. It's absolutely great. Well, thank you so much for your time, Maka. We really appreciate you coming out to Yirara and being interviewed. And thanks so much. And back to you in the studio.
Well, I hope you did enjoy today's news report. Tune in next time for our next career. Stay safe. Keep learning. Bye. I should probably call my mum back. Nah, she'll be fine. It's okay.
Hello everybody and welcome back. I told you last time that we were going to take a look at a few more of the topics that we have learned so far in this term. Well, the previous lesson I told you a little bit about the topics of time and the topics of money that we learned at the very beginning of this term. Now we're going to look at something that might be a little bit more familiar to you. That's the concept of shapes. Now, when we were talking about shapes before, we just presented that there were 2 different types of shapes, 2 different groups of shapes. The first group is 2-dimensional shapes, and the second group is 3-dimensional shapes. Does anybody remember what the difference between the 2 groups were? That's okay, because I'm going to tell you. The first group, 2-dimensional shapes, represented shapes that you couldn't do much with. They were flat, kind of like the shapes here on this page. They're flat and you can't hold, stack, or pack them. They're just here on this page. I drew them, but I can't really interact with them or do much with them at all. That's 2D shapes. Now, the next group of shapes that we were talking about is called 3D shapes. Now, 3D shapes are a little bit different. They're things we can interact with. They represent the same kind of shapes that are on this page, but they've got depth to them, and I can grab them, I can throw them, I can interact with them. For example, this is a rectangular prism, or as close to a rectangular prism as I could find. And then I also have this one, this little block here, which is called a cube. There are also different names for our shapes, whether they're 2D shape or 3D shape. For example, if I'm talking about a circle on a page, and I'm talking about a circle that's 3D, I'll call it a sphere, kind of like a basketball. It'll be the shape of a sphere. And just like that little square I showed you, if it's on a page, it's called a square. But if I'm holding it, it's called, well, I already said it, a cube. So those are just a couple of the examples of the many different things we learned about shapes. Now, another topic that we also took a little bit of a finer look at is the topic of weight. Not telling you to wait, but the topic of how heavy or how light things might be. And now that we're talking about that, I've got a short little clip that I didn't have enough time to show you on weight. So stay tuned and take a look, and it'll tell you a little bit more.
Now, word we're going to learn to spell is the word grams. 1 gram is as light as a single paperclip or 5-cent coin. We use this measurement often when we're doing cooking and measuring ingredients. Let's spell it. G-R-A-M. Gram. Now the next word is kilo, which means 1,000, just like cent meant 100. Let's spell it. K-I-L-O. Kilo. Now the last word is kilogram. Kilogram is a heavier form of measurement, which you might hear people referring to when weighing themselves or lifting weights. Let's spell it. K-I-L-O-G-R-A-M. Kilogram. And just so you know, there is exactly 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram.
All right, so our next stop is going to be Alice Spring to Daily Waters. Now, at Daily Waters, this is where we're going to overnight. We're going to refresh, have something to eat, get a good night's sleep, get in touch with family, and get ready for the next drive tomorrow. Now, to Daily Waters is 914 kilometres. Now I need to go round to the nearest 100. So with this one, I'm going to go back down again. So I'm going to say this is 900 kilometres. This one, we went up. This one was near enough the same. This one wasn't too far away, nor was Tea Tree. So this one we look at 900 kilometres. So 900 divided by 10, just remember, I'm doing 10 kilometres to 1 litre. Take off our naught. I've now used 90 litres of fuel. 90 times my $1.50. That gives me 90. Half of 90 is 135. So far, to get to Daily Waters, I've used 135 of fuel. So here we go. Daily Waters, we're over halfway there.
Wooda, welcome back. This is our final word for term 2.
Atum, meaning clap or hit.
So make sure and practice saying
Atum.
And we'll see you soon for the final recap of week 10.
Bye.
Atum.
Atum.
Welcome to Guitar Lessons with me, Mr. Tom. Today, we're going to learn 3 new chords. Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of Guitar Lessons. So today we're going to learn 3 different chords. First things first, remember, we tune our guitar first. So, quick recap. E, A, D, G, B, and E again. So the first chord we're going to learn today is a C chord, which looks like that and sounds like that. So we start off with your ring finger on the 3rd fret on the A string, then your middle finger on the 2nd fret on the D string, and then your index finger on the 1st fret on the B string, okay? So it's kind of like a diagonal line. Okay. So the next chord is very similar to the C, but you have to use all 4 of your fingers this time. So this is an F chord. So it starts with your ring finger again on the A string on the 3rd fret, then your little finger right underneath it on the D string on the 3rd fret, okay, and then your middle finger on the G on the 2nd fret, and your index finger same place as last time on the 1st fret on the B, okay, and that's an F. So you can change between those two. You can start off much slower than that, just to practice and get good at changing chords. Okay, so the final chord we're going to learn today is a D, which involves your middle finger on the E string there on the 2nd fret, your index finger on the 2nd fret on the G, and then your ring finger on the 3rd fret on the B string. So, and then you strum from the D string down. So that's the 3rd from the top. It sounds like that. So there's C, F, and D. And remember, you can practice slowly to change between those chords. So we do this in 4s. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the F. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the D. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and just keep on practicing changing between 3 chords. You can do it with these 3 or the 3 from the previous episode. And eventually you'll get faster and faster, and you'll pick up your speed and you'll become a much better guitarist. So keep practicing. See you next time. Thanks.
Welcome to another Yirara2u Clontarf episode. This week we welcome Darren Talbot and Bradley Braun from the Red Tails, Pink Tails Right Track program. They'll be covering off on our Clontarf pillars of health and wellbeing, employment, education and leadership. Enjoy!
I know him personally, but the journey he had to take to get to where he is, the transformation for him to perform week in and week out at his best and deliver his magic, his bag of tricks. It's not only about going to training, but working on his skill set. The most important part of his game is something that he didn't really know about, and that was his eating habits. That stuff there right now, the Monzo's eating. Fantastic, Monzo looks great. But that's another part, and a big part, that he had to get used to. So what happened is that Melbourne Football Club had to introduce Liam to a bloke who has expertise in the nutritional side of things. So this is what Liam's cupboard looked like the first 2 weeks that he was down in Melbourne 2008. Look at that, fellas. Just imagine, this corned beef is about 10 rows deep. So in his cupboard he had 10 corned beefs. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was stacked high. Coke was in the fridge. No veggies, no fruit, yo-yo biscuits and tea. Everyone loves that, don't they? So we call it a little lazy man's food, don't we? That's what was in his cupboard. The bloke from Melbourne went around to his house, said, look fellas, we're going to do something about these eating habits. We wanted him to be peaking and at his best every game. We need to change this way. So what they do is start educating Liam on a different way of eating. Okay? I'm getting educated about these groups of food and the nutrients underneath it, and understanding why it's going to be good value for his body. Yep? Alright. Poor performance, fellas. What's all this here? Junk food, yeah. What do you think is bad for your performance playing footy? What's on the ground here? What these buckets represent? The green is good food. The blue is average. Whatever you think that is for you, the red's are bad. Okay? What I want you to do is work as a group. Put these cards into the right buckets. Alright? You've got 2 minutes to get it going. Okay, go. What's good? The whole chicken.
That's for dinner.
Cooked. Long grain rice. Peanuts. Nuts. Oil. Cooking oil. Powerade or Gatorade. Cheese. Bag bowl. Some eggs. An egg. Alright, leave that one for the time being there, Cyril. What's in your good one? Meat. Steak. Yep. Tomatoes. Yep. What have you got? Alien, was it? Apples. Yep. Oh, yeah. Good. Prawns, fantastic. Bananas. Fish and chips, fish. Yep. Lettuce. Carrot. Bread. Kangaroo. Anything cook? Pumpkin. Yogurt. Capsicum. Strawberry.
Sing it.
And snake peas, eh?
Sing it and
All right.
Remember to make the right choices daily and keep watching Yirara2u TV daily at 2 p.m. See ya.
Hello, my name is Leanne Robinson. I come from Minyeri community, also known as Hudson Down.
Hello, my name is Julian Charlie and I'm from Minyeri. And I got 2 girls schooling here at Yirara.
Now I have a son, a 15-year-old son. He's boarding here now. I'm really proud of him.
It's important for you to stay in school and learn. Education is important, like I did when I was schooling back. But I wasn't schooling here, I was schooling in Darwin, Camilla College.
We just wanted to say to all of our kids from all communities, like, we want you guys to have a future. Like, you need an education in life, because there's a big world out there for you guys. You know, we just want you guys to stay here in school and finish it off, because big world, you need a life when you finish here.
You need education
because in the future you will have family of your own, and how you'll be speaking the same way to your kids. We just want the best. And
it's hard, but that's life. You gotta go to school to get a proper job.
That's what we want for all of you, And Yirara College is the best college, because I've been schooling here and I still love it. Coming back here bring back memories. And I'm glad I have my son schooling here. It's been hard for him too, but I keep pushing back, because we want our kids to have a future. There's heaps for them to learn. And we want them, as soon as they finish school, we want them straight away to get a job. Not just hanging around doing nothing. That's the whole reason we want them to be here in school. It's for their good, for their future, their life. They got a long way ahead of them. That's why we want them to complete their school, finish it off, stay in school. Everyone needs an education, especially, the kids now.
We're very hard on our teenagers.
And we want all of our kids at Yirara to complete, get an education, because there's a big world out there, because you won't get a job unless you get an education. So think about yourself in the future. That's all we want for you guys.
To graduate and be leaders of your community.
Yep.